So we have this very strange and amazing phenomena where we have people surviving 2 or 3 terror attacks. And the thing is that this is getting more and more common. We have more and more of these stories. This is more frequent. Many people have now survived 2 or 3 terror attacks. So this is what this video will be about. Enjoy.
Part 2 of our week-long Hopeful Holidays series and the story of an extraordinary young man. Mason Wells was at the Boston Marathon in 2013 cheering on his mom. He was in France when terrorists struck Paris. And then in a cruel twist of fate, 3 years later, he was in the airport in Brussels, Belgium, when 2 more bombs exploded. Here's his incredible story. Here's his incredible story. Here's his incredible story.
I think I really just grew up in your normal white picket fence family. I have really amazing parents. I'm the oldest of 5 kids.
For 21-year-old Mason Wells, it was an ideal childhood growing up in Utah, filled with many special moments. And at the age of 16, one of those moments came when he was allowed to travel to Boston with his parents to watch his mother run in the Boston Marathon.
It was a huge event for her. It was something she'd been...
Well, you know, for what I understand, we're about 10, 15 meters close to the bomb, and I have some burn marks.
So what are the chances of that? What's worth mentioning, he's moving around a lot. For having a 3rd-degree burn, he's moving his face a lot, he's touching his face a lot, which would not happen in the real world. And another thing, we have a little bit of hint there, his name Mason, because these types are connected to the Masons. So let's move to the next example, Mike Dempsey.
Mike Dempsey survived one terror attack. He never dreamed he'd face another.
Never in my wildest dreams could have imagined this incident could have happened, but unfortunately it can happen anywhere, anytime.
Dempsey was in the World Trade Center on 9/11. He escaped after the first plane hit, but was taken to the hospital after being trampled. The image of people running for their lives came rushing back Sunday at the Mandalay Bay, where he was staying with friends.
The casino itself, indoors, was a mass hysteria. I hadn't seen panic like that in 16 years since I lived through 9/11.
Dempsey, visiting from North Carolina, was outside by the pool when he says he heard what sounded like fireworks. Then, he says, all hell broke loose. Gunshots raining down.
And here comes another example. I'm not gonna try to pronounce this name.
My name is Susan Orfanos. My son was Tel Orfanos. We lost him last night at the borderline shooting. My son was in Las Vegas with a lot of his friends and he came home. He didn't come home last night, and I don't want prayers. I don't want thoughts. I want gun control, and I hope to God nobody else sends me any more prayers. I want gun control. No more guns. Thank you.
No comment on that one. Let's continue with Julie Monaco, survivor of 3 terror attacks.
I spoke earlier to a young woman. I think she sums up Australian attitudes. Julie Monaco is her name, 26-year-old woman, done the Aussie thing, toured the world, touring 3 months, caught up in this in Spain. It is the 3rd time in 3 months she's been caught in a terror attack. And thank God she's okay. But 3 times in 3 months, and now she says, no, I'm not coming home. They can get nicked. These thugs aren't going to stop me.
I actually have to admit this is not the first incident I've been caught up with since I left Australia almost 3 months ago. This is the 3rd time.
What were the others?
So I was in lockdown on the tube the night of the London Bridge incident. And I was also in Paris the day the incident took place at Notre Dame.
Goodness, mate. And you still want to travel the world?
still want to travel the world. Maybe there's something wrong with me, but I'm still going.
Well, God bless you. Good luck and please take care.
So she was in the London attack, she was at some Paris shooting, and then she was at this van attack in Barcelona, La Rambla Street. But fortunately enough, she was not in Melbourne, she was not in her home city when the Melbourne attack took place. You know, the attack where we had the baby flying for 150 meters and surviving.
She was thrown, according to her parents, 150 metres along Burke Street. To put that into context for you, survived is amazing.
That's really amazing stories, amazing happenings. We have many persons to cover, so let's continue. Next one up is Matthew with the unknown surname, surviving the Bataclan attack, surviving the 9/11 attack. So have a look.
La fenêtre est ici. Je décide de descendre, une grosse douleur, et là, c'était une autre manière. Et autour de plus de 21h30, je travaillais dans mon appartement. Il y avait la télé qui était en fond, parce que je voulais regarder un téléphone, que c'était grave, que je me suis rendu compte. J'étais avec mon téléphone et j'ai filmé. Je décide de descendre et donc je regarde, il y a un homme à 5-6 mètres qui est couché par terre, la face, et avec un autre homme qui était debout dans la rue, un homme en noir, et on a tiré cette personne au cas où. Il était vivant, il était blessé, il était américain, il s'appelle Matthew.
And that just happens to be this Matthew. What an amazing story. This journalist working for Le Monde, this big media house in Paris. Amazing story how he then saves Matthew. But even more amazing is that Matthew also survived the 9/11 attacks. So he's just an amazing layer upon an amazing layer. Only word for it is amazing. Or bullshit. So let's move on to the next one. We have Maria Kide. She was killed in the Stockholm truck attack, apparently killed, citation marks. But she worked at the school Kronan. I know at that school there was an attack that took place. Have a look.
Attack at this school in Sweden. A young man wielding what appeared to be a sword burst in Wednesday morning, killing 2 and injuring 2 others. One of those brutally murdered, the teacher, the other a pupil. These men and women now in a state of shock as details start to emerge of this murderous
utbröt vid terrordådet på Drottninggatan i Stockholm i fredags försvann 11-åriga Ebba. Hon
So supposedly this woman survived the first attack and then she didn't survive the second attack, the truck attack in Stockholm. Another amazing story. So this is another good one.
As per that poster there in Barcelona, this is unbelievable. You've got here Chris Paul, a convicted drug dealer turned ticket tout, who happened to be at the Barcelona attack. What are the odds of this? This is just crazy. What a wild ride we're on where this sort of thing is just considered as coincidence and just by chance. It is unbelievable. Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much to the person who sent this through to me. You know who you are. Thanks again.
And this is the last one.
Whatever the powers that shouldn't be phony journalists to sound official and keep the trusting people of the world in the dark, they often turn to Boston.com sports producer and super witness Steve Silva. Using his powers of deception and feigned concern for his fellow man, super witness Steve has the amazing ability to be in the right place at the right time and do the cabal's bidding just like a good super minion. You might know Steve from the recent fake Boston bombings where he just happened to be right on the finish line when it happened. When the fake bomb went off, Super Steve did a super job of filming everything in the area but the area in front of Marathon Sports so that this scene could become this scene in just minutes. Then Super Witness Steve hit the talk show circuit, spewing the official lies and being the star Boston bombing witness for his satanic bosses. What you might not know is that Steve was also being super in Manhattan on the morning of 9/11/2001. Yes, while some of us were just turning on the TV, Super Steve was already on the scene, using his amazing powers of prevarication to say that he'd just seen the first plane hit the North Tower. What are the chances that this same person was on the scene for both big surprise events, 9/11 and the Boston bombing? Well, it's no problem at all if you're Super Witness Steve Silva. Let's go to the exciting footage of Super Witness Steve in action.
Now being joined on the phone by the man who shot the extraordinary video of the moment of the explosion that we saw earlier, Steve Silver. He's a web producer for the Boston Globe. Steve Silver, a quite extraordinary video.
So that's the last one. So I could actually go on and on. I have two more, but I don't have time to add them. What to say? PSYOPs are legal. The government is allowed to make theaters and then portray them to the public as real events. If you don't believe it, look it up. It's legal in the United States, it's legal in Europe. They are allowed to do it. And there's hundreds of thousands of people working with this. People do not know it. In the United States alone, it's hundreds and thousands of people. I think an estimate, what I've heard, is between 100,000 and 150,000 in the United States alone. People who work with these kinds of things. And every country has them. Sweden has its own PSYOP team, Germany, France, everybody has them. But they actually coordinated. As you saw this picture that I had up, they're being trained. Many of these things are they are kind of coordinated, and you see that when you start analyzing these PSYOPs, these shootings and these bombings, you will see a clear pattern. You will see amongst them one of those patterns is this amazing stories of people surviving 2 or 3 terror attacks, and they have to do it because they know that you are lazy. They know that you had enough of information. You cannot take in much more. So they have to ramp up this kind of the story. They have to spice it up to get your attention, and that's the way they do it. And the risk, what they're risking is that they actually it becomes obvious lies, because at some point the story just becomes so ridiculous. But they take this risk, but actually they don't think so much about it. They have one template, a PSYOP template, and they're all doing it. They're just doing it by the book. They were following the process. So, and because they follow the process, that's why we can expose them. We can show these inconsistencies, and that's all I have to say. Please share this, mirror it, do what you can. This we need to stop this insanity, this mass confusion that they are assaulting the society with these legal PSYOPs. It's just going beyond what you even can imagine. The confusion and the result of this is just, it's not good. We have a parliaments in nations that are totally confused. We have decision makers that actually believe this crap, and they base their decision upon this crap. It needs to be stopped. You do what you can do. If it's mirroring a clip, if it's sending an email, if it's showing it to a friend, everybody can do something to stop this. That's all for today. Thank you and take care till next time.